Rembrandt's portraits have long been celebrated for their extraordinary ability to convey deep and authentic human emotion, making them some of the most powerful works in art history. What sets his portraits apart is not just his technical skill, but his profound understanding of human psychology and his innovative use of light and shadow, known as chiaroscuro. Rembrandt's approach to portraiture was unique for his time. While many artists of the Baroque era focused on idealizing their subjects or emphasizing their status and wealth, Rembrandt did the opposite. He sought to reveal the true essence of the people he painted, often depicting them with all their imperfections. He wasn't afraid to show the wrinkles, sagging skin, or tired eyes that come with age and experience. This commitment to realism gave his portraits a sense of raw honesty that still resonates with viewers today. The faces in his paintings are not just images, they tell stories, full of life's struggles, joys, sorrows, and wisdom. One of Rembrandt's key techniques was his masterful use of chiaroscuro, the contrast between light and dark. He used this technique not just to model forms, but to create mood and emphasize the emotional state of his subjects. The light in Rembrandt's paintings often seems to come from within the person rather than an external source, highlighting the soul and inner world of the subject. The way shadows subtly veil parts of the face or eyes adds layers of mystery and depth, encouraging the viewer to feel as though they are glimpsing into the subject's inner thoughts. Moreover, Rembrandt had a remarkable ability to capture fleeting expressions, those slight changes in facial muscles that convey subtle shifts in mood or feeling. Whether it's the melancholic gaze of an elderly man, the quiet resilience of a woman in modest clothing, or the introspective look in his many self-portraits, Rembrandt's figures seem to be caught in a moment of reflection, contemplation, or even vulnerability. These nuanced expressions give his portraits a psychological complexity that makes them feel alive and relatable, even across the span of centuries. His self-portraits in particular show a progression of his own life's journey, from youthful ambition to the weariness of old age. In these works, Rembrandt didn't just document his changing appearance. He chronicled his evolving emotional landscape, revealing his triumphs, fears, and introspections. Through these deeply personal works, he allowed us to witness the passage of time, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually as well. Rembrandt's ability to humanize his subjects, to capture both their external likeness and their inner being, is what makes his portraits so enduring. His works are not merely records of physical appearance, but explorations of the human soul. This profound connection between viewer and subject is what has made Rembrandt's portraits stand the test of time, continuing to speak to the complexities of human experience in a way that few artists have ever matched. Rembrandt Harmensen van Rijn was born on July 15th, 1606 in Leiden, Netherlands, as the ninth child in a large family. His father was a miller, and his mother was the daughter of a baker. Despite his humble background, Rembrandt's parents recognized his talents and prioritized his education. They enrolled him at Leiden University, but it quickly became clear that his true passion lay in art, not academics. Recognizing this, Rembrandt left university to pursue formal art training. His first mentor was Jacob van Swanenburg, a local artist in Leiden, with whom Rembrandt studied for about 3 years. During this time, he learned foundational skills in composition, technique, and the use of light. However, it was in 1624 when Rembrandt moved to Amsterdam to study under the renowned painter Peter Lasman that his artistic identity truly began to take shape. Lasman was a master of historical painting and narrative composition, and he taught Rembrandt how to depict complex stories and emotions within a single scene, using dramatic contrasts of light and shadow, a technique known as chiaroscuro. After completing his training with Lasman, Rembrandt returned to Leiden and opened his own studio at the young age of 19. He quickly gained a reputation as a highly skilled artist. During this period, he worked closely with his friend and fellow artist Jan Levens. The two artists often collaborated, sharing ideas and techniques, and their works were well regarded among local patrons. In 1631, Rembrandt decided to move to Amsterdam, which was then the booming cultural and commercial capital of the Dutch Republic. This move marked a turning point in his career. He quickly became one of the most sought-after portrait artists in the city, receiving commissions from wealthy merchants, prominent citizens, and even members of the city's government. His ability to capture the personality and inner life of his subjects, combined with his innovative use of light, made his portraits stand out from those of his contemporaries. It was during this time that Rembrandt created one of his early masterpieces, the anatomy lesson of Dr. Nicolaes Tulp, 1632, which established him as a leading figure in Dutch art. The painting's dynamic composition and lifelike portrayal of the figures showcased Rembrandt's talent for bringing scenes to life with a sense of immediacy and emotional depth. In 1634, Rembrandt married Saskia van Eilenburg, the cousin of his art dealer. Saskia became an important part of his life and appeared in many of his paintings, drawings, and etchings. The couple lived in a luxurious home in Amsterdam, where Rembrandt's studio was located. His success allowed him to live comfortably, and he amassed a considerable art collection and numerous rare objects, reflecting his diverse interests and intellectual curiosity. However, Rembrandt's personal life was also marked by tragedy. He and Saskia had 4 children, but only one, Titus, survived infancy. Saskia herself died in 1642, shortly after Titus was born. This loss deeply affected Rembrandt, and his work began to reflect a darker, more introspective tone. His famous painting, The Night Watch, 1642, completed during this period, is a testament to his evolving style, characterized by dramatic lighting, bold compositions, and an increased focus on capturing complex emotions. Despite his continued artistic achievements, Rembrandt's later years were plagued by financial difficulties. His lavish lifestyle and poor financial management led him to declare bankruptcy in 1656. As a result, his house and extensive art collection were auctioned off to pay his debts. Despite these setbacks, Rembrandt continued to produce some of his most profound and innovative works during this period. His later self-portraits, in particular, reveal a man who had experienced both the heights of success and the depths of despair, yet retained an unflinching honesty and introspection. Rembrandt's personal relationships also became more complicated. After Saskia's death, he had a long-term relationship with his maid, Geertje Dirks, who later sued him for a breach of promise. Later, he began a relationship with Hendrikje Stoffels, who became his common-law wife and the mother of his daughter Cornelia. Hendrikje and Titus supported Rembrandt through his financial struggles, helping him manage his affairs in his final years. Rembrandt's later works are characterized by a shift towards greater emotional depth and spiritual intensity. His religious paintings, portraits, and etchings from this period are marked by their rich textures, subdued colors, and the profound humanity of their subjects. Paintings like The Jewish Bride and The Return of the Prodigal Son are among his most celebrated works, showing a maturity in both technique and thematic exploration. Rembrandt died on October 4th, 1669, in Amsterdam, leaving behind a legacy as one of the greatest artists in history.
Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share the videos. Hit the bell icon to get notified about new content.